Have you ever walked into a hospital or medical professional's office, heard different professionals throwing out acronyms, jargon, and protocols, and felt completely lost? Well, you're not alone. Today we're building your caregiving compass so you can navigate the healthcare system with clarity and confidence. Hello and welcome to Radiant Moments, a J&B podcast. I'm Michelle, your host, and I'm so glad you're here today. Let's pause together for just a moment. Wherever you are, take a deep breath in. Hold it. And exhale slowly. Let yourself land here. This is your space to reset, recharge, and refocus. As caregivers, we often find ourselves in unfamiliar territory, whether it's a new diagnosis, an unexpected hospital stay, or coordinating multiple specialists. It can be overwhelming, confusing, and at times deeply frustrating. That's why today's episode is all about navigating healthcare systems with confidence. In our last episode, we talked about rediscovering your passions as a caregiver, how to reconnect with your identity and joy beyond your caregiving role. If you haven't had a chance to listen yet, I encourage you to go back. It's a heartfelt, empowering conversation that sets the stage for what we're building today. Be sure to join me next time as we explore understanding medical terminology. I'll be breaking down some of the most common and confusing medical terms so you can feel more empowered in every conversation. Before we get started, remember that J&B Inspired has tools and resources designed just for you. From our free gratitude journal to the 90-second reset program and the J&B Oasis membership and community, you are never alone in this journey. All of the links are in today's show notes. Now, let's get into today's topic. Let's be real, navigating healthcare systems can feel like entering a maze without a map or any guidance. You're expected to make quick decisions, advocate fiercely, and absorb tons of information, often while you're emotionally drained or in crisis mode. It's overwhelming because you're juggling multiple appointments, providers, and medications. Every office has its own rules, systems, and communication styles and expectations. You're expected to understand medical language that feels like, at times, it's a foreign dialect. And you're advocating for someone you love, which adds emotional pressure. Here's the truth. You are not expected to know it all. However, you can learn to ask the right questions, track the right details, and feel more prepared every time you walk into a healthcare setting. Affirmation for today. I may not know everything, but I am capable of learning and advocating for my loved one with confidence. Okay, we're going to pause here because this isn't just theory. I want to share my personal story with you that changed everything for me as a caregiver and completely reshaped the way I approach the healthcare system. When I first realized my firstborn was unwell, I was brand new to the medical world as a carer and a mum. I thought you couldn't ask questions of medical professionals because they were superior. I felt afraid to speak up, even when I knew something wasn't right. But the silence came at a cost. My child's medical needs were dismissed. We were moved from a large room to a smaller and smaller and smaller room until we were pushed out of the hospital system without any real answers. I watched nurses discard vital stool samples. Hours would go by with no assistance. My parents, who lived 2 hours away, would often arrive before any doctor or nurse had come to check on us after we buzzed. Even with video documenting the condition and what was happening, which was taken by another patient's parent, nothing changed. Then one day, I met a mum whose child had been in hospital for months. She pulled me aside and said, "You have to advocate. You have the right to ask questions, and you have a voice." She helped me to connect with a professor at a private hospital for gastroenterology. Within days, my son was seen. Within 48 hours, he had had emergency surgery. The surgeons discovered that his bowels were so inflamed and hemorrhaging that the medical instruments left indentations in his bowels. He had been in unbearable pain. He was screaming in distress day in and day out, and no one had listened. That was the day I made a promise. never again would my son be ignored. Never again would I silence my own intuition for the comfort of a system. I realized something important. Medical professionals are human. They can and do make mistakes, and while many do their best, they are not infallible. As caregivers, we must learn how to speak up, to ask questions, to demand clarity, to be advocates even when it's uncomfortable. That was the moment I stepped fully into my power as both a mother and a medical advocate. That experience taught me that confidence in the healthcare system doesn't come from knowing all the answers. It comes from knowing you have a right to ask. It comes from having a few powerful tools, a plan, and the belief that your voice matters. So let's talk about how you can build your own caregiving healthcare toolkit, because no one should have to go through what we went through unprepared. So how do you move from feeling overwhelmed to feeling empowered? Let's build your Caregiver Healthcare Toolkit, a set of simple, practical strategies that help you stay organized, informed, and confident. Number 1, create a care binder or digital folder. Include sections for medical history, medication lists, appointment summaries, insurance information, emergency contacts, and your medical professionals. Having everything in one place reduces the stress of last-minute searches and helps you advocate with clarity. Number 2, track questions. Ahead of appointments, keep a running list of questions or changes you've noticed. Don't rely on memory. Bring your notes. Your concerns matter. Number 3, understand the roles. Not all healthcare professionals do the same thing. Take time to learn who manages medications, often the GP or a specialist. Who can adjust care plans? Who handles insurance or referrals? Understanding this helps you know where to direct your questions. Number 4, ask for clear communication. If something doesn't make sense, ask again. You can say, "Can you explain that in simpler terms?" Or, "Can you walk me through what happens next?" You deserve clear, compassionate communication, and your loved one does too. Number 5, use technology to your advantage. Ask about patient portals, appointment reminders, and virtual care options. These tools can save you time and stress. Here is your second affirmation for the day. I am building the tools I need, and every step I take brings more clarity and confidence. Advocating for your loved one is one of the most powerful roles you'll ever play. But it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up consistently and courageously, even when the system feels overwhelming. And let me say this, being an advocate doesn't mean you have to carry it all alone. It's not about knowing every answer or having medical expertise. It's about being present, asking questions, and trusting your intuition. You can be assertive and still be kind. You can speak up and still be exhausted. You can protect your loved one's needs and still protect your own. A few gentle mindset shifts to protect your energy while you're advocating. Let's change "I have to fix everything" to "I am doing my best with what I know right now." Let's go from "they'll listen to the doctor more than me" to I bring a lived perspective that no one else on the team has. Let's go from "I don't want to be a bother" to "I have the right to ask questions and my voice deserves space." One of our community caregivers has shared that she used to sit in silence during appointments. She was nervous, intimidated, and afraid to ask the questions to the professionals. But after a medication error nearly caused serious harm, she made a simple change. She started writing down 3 questions before every appointment and led each conversation with, "I'd love to go over a few things today." She said everything changed, not just in how the team treated her, but how she began to trust herself. I want you to try this. This is your healthcare confidence challenge. This week, choose one small action to build your advocacy muscles. You can create or update your care binder or keep simple notes app for questions and medication lists. You can write down 3 questions for your next appointment. Your clarity matters. You can ask one provider to explain something more clearly. This is your right. Affirmation 3 for today. I am not alone in this. I am part of a care team and my voice matters. This week, take one empowered step towards feeling more confident in the healthcare system. Choose one action from your Caregiver Healthcare Toolkit. Practice one mindset shift around advocacy. Let me know what's working for you. Message me or leave a comment. If you need more support, download one of our free caregiver resources. Join the JMB Oasis membership and community waitlist. Explore our 90-second reset program to manage stress between appointments. Everything is linked in the show notes or on our website at jnbinspired.com. You are not just surviving the healthcare system. You're learning to lead with clarity, strength, and compassion. Thank you for joining me on Radiant Moments, a J&B podcast. I hope today's episode gave you practical tools and a sense of empowerment for your next step forward. Next time, we'll be breaking down understanding medical terminology, how to make sense of all the confusing terms, and communicate more effectively with your care team. Until then, stay radiant, stay empowered, and keep shining your light bright.